Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 195 of The Rewind, a podcast dedicated to keeping its listeners on the cutting edge of the MMORPG Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. Draq and I are so grateful to have you here, and we always want to take the first moment of the show to thank you for listening. We're happy to have you here, and appreciate you for making us a part of your week. As I mentioned in the prior episode, this month we have a stretch goal of 5 new members in the month of May. If you're listening to this podcast live on Saturday at noon Eastern, it's my birthday. So, if you want to join the members-only Discord and wish me a happy birthday, feel free to do so. Or just send me a message. You don't really have to join to do that. However, if you want to be a part of the show each week, look at the link below to our Patreon, or just join YouTube and pick a tier that works for you. Lastly, we have some patch notes and some fun Discord posts to tie us over until we get some substantial patches. Hopefully, one of those chevrons on the roadmap gets completed soon, or we get a date for something to look forward to. Now, we must all revert back to our former selves and remember what it's like when we were always Pantheon patient. Pretty much impossible for me, but now on with the show.
The group had barely settled on the rocky shore for a break when the sea began to churn violently. Waves crashed against the cliffs as a massive shape rose from the depths. Anton Dovydaitis, the Darkmere Shaman Glyphkeeper, raised his staff, his senses tingling with raw magic of the ocean. "Something's wrong," he muttered, his eyes widening as the sea monster's shadow grew. "Get ready." Churrodude, the Gnome summoner, quickly summoned a fiery elemental to assist. "I'll keep the fire hot," he declared, directing the creature towards the water. "We're gonna need all the help we can get." Kalarok, the Dwarf Paladin, unsheathed his axe and stomped his feet. "A sea monster? Let's show it the might of a dwarf." Eliv, the Halfling rogue, nimbly darted around the shore, readying his daggers. "I'll go for the weak spots on the tentacles." The sea monster, a massive octopus with 8 terrifying tentacles, lunged from the depths, its huge eyes glaring down at the adventurers. Ziplox, the Darkmere rogue, swiftly rolled out of the way of the first tentacle, blades flashing. "I'll take the ones on the left." Annoying Llama, the human monk, leapt into the air, twisting and spinning to land a blow on the octopus's main body. "You're going to regret waking me up." Screech, the Skar bard, struck a chord on his lute, bolstering his ally's strength with an inspiring tune. "Let's dance, my friends," he cheered. Archbishops, the Dwarf Paladin, shielded his comrades and prepared to charge the beast. "We fight together," he shouted. Dwimble, the Gnome rogue, skittered up a rock, launching a barrage of poison-tipped arrows at the creature's vulnerable eye. That'll get its attention. The battle raged on as the party fought the monstrous octopus with all their might. Tentacles lashed out, clashing against the rocks, but the adventurers held their ground, determined to emerge victorious.
This week in Visionary Realms News and Notes.
We got patch notes. We got patch notes. Patch notes.
Is this Draq the Explorer?
Well, I was just
We got some notes.
I was just trying my hand at the Man of Rohan singing there, just
Doing some bumpers.
doing
I
a
like
little bumper,
Yeah.
little live bumper action for you.
Ooh,
What do you
live
think?
bumpers. I'm here for it. I'll join in sometime.
Nice. Well, all that to say is we got some patch notes.
Good.
I read through them. I thought they were wasn't that great, but a little bit of stuff. We got
Shows them that
mining.
they're working, right? That's good.
Hey, we got some changes. We definitely have some changes. We got some mining nodes in Wild's End. That's good.
How long have we been in EA?
January.
And we still don't have completed mining nodes in a newbie area? Ugh.
Remember when we were, because we started in EA when Wild's End was brand new, nobody knew anything about it, and we were like, where's all the mining nodes?
We had to go to Thronefast just to mine stuff so we could craft stuff on
We-
the other side.
Vendini was literally making the run from Thronefast over to Wild's End with no port, no invisibility, treacherous.
2 or 3 times a day.
Dude,
Like,
just to get
just
us
doing it.
crafting stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. The things that man will do for a silver ring.
The love, for the love. We also have some crafting work orders from 1 to 10. This actually sounds kind of interesting. Do you like doing work orders in MMOs?
I thought this was already in on the Thronefast side. I definitely remember doing quests to make armor, and it moved you along. It was great.
You got to cut this out or look it up or something. We can't say
All right, well, we're cutting that out. Patch notes. Patch notes. We don't know what the patch notes are. Crafting.
Players may now undertake 1 through 10 crafting work orders for all professions in the city of Sorhirth. Oh, it's for Sorhirth. Yeah, that's what it is.
Sweet.
Work orders are repeatable crafting quests that provide opportunities for crafters to improvise their skills, blah, 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 blah. Okay.
These are great things. I really enjoyed doing this. I did these for armor when we were over in Thronefast. Yeah, no, these are good. They help you piece by piece figure out how to do the crafting, and because it's not the easiest thing ever. So this just gives you little quest lines to make a couple different pieces of the armor. Like you make 3 helmets, and you make 3 gloves, and you make 3 boots, and you make 3 legs, and you turn them in, and then you get a couple legs and give one to your buddy, and it's for all of the trade skills. So all good things. You're probably making some backpacks or making some arrows. This is good. It just only promotes people doing it the right way and making it easier that way. I like it.
Good, all good. Also, we discovered our very own Static Group Live, something that wasn't in the patch notes, but was definitely a change.
Well, we certainly missed our summoner for a solid half hour last night while we were on the After Dark program.
If you didn't know, a while back, VR put in the stuck command, and then they put in the stuck or /stuck space bind. So the stuck command was supposed to take you like a few feet from where you were at, but the stuck bind command was supposed to take you back to your bind point. I never worried about this because I have gate as a wizard. I have the gate, so I don't ever.
I have the gate because I'm a wizard.
I'm the best around.
It's the girthiest gate spell I've ever seen.
Yeah. Anyway, I have the gate, so I never worried about it. But yeah, last night, Marks used the stuck command, thinking that he was going to move a few feet, and it moved him back to his bind point. So,
which was the best part is that because he forgot, or he just said he wasn't going to bind.
It's not that he forgot. He argued with you about binding in the Eastern Wasteland.
I'm not going to go to the bind stone. I'll get a res if I die. Oh, well, how about if they take out the stuck bind? Whoops.
Yeah, so he had to make a run. So that was pretty interesting.
Somehow we survived. That whole night. That was a great night.
Dude, that and the 12 pill, it was
I had a lot
epic.
of fun. I mean, we had several of those. I think we did 3 rounds of that stuff, and we crushed it with or without the summoner. A little harder without him, but
yeah,
we did it.
That's okay. Well, on to some most amazing Discord posts. Hey, did you see that Evil from the Discord forums saw that we highlighted him as the poster of the week last week?
Absolutely. I totally gave him the thumbs up. Told him to keep up the good work.
So
keep posting that hate.
There are people that are listening to the Rewind. They are out there. They may be few, but they're out there.
And they're mighty. They're few but mighty.
They're mighty. Yes, mighty. I like it. Hey, did you know that the economy is not broken?
On our server, it is. It's been broken for months, and we've only been in EA for months.
It just needs some tweaking. According to Savanya, it needs a little bit of adjustment. It needs a little bit of item deletion. It needs some more coin sinks, and it needs more scarcity of drops. And VR is aware of all this, and they are working on it. So you should sleep much better at night.
I mean, these are all things a good MMO has. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that they're working on it. Savani said they're very serious about it, so that's good. Hopefully we'll get more fresh start servers so we can continue to test that economy. So when 1.0 rolls out, we've got something that's good. In the meantime, enjoy our platinum Draq.
We're richer than you are. We're richer than you are.
And have nothing to spend it on.
Well, that's a little lighthearted. This one's a little darker.
Well, anything involving communication and VR has always been a little darker.
It's a little darker. Because this poster says that the communication with VR is noticeably falling off. Now that Joppa isn't streaming, that it's kind of just silence on all fronts.
Welcome to what it was like before EA, before Joppa streams, before everything.
They haven't replaced Joppa's streams with anything. Before Joppa streams, we had a monthly dev update and we had the regular newsletter. And now, do we get the newsletter? I don't know.
Yeah, we still get a little something.
We get the newsletter, but it's like half of what it used to be, like 6 pages of newsletter.
Yeah. Mine has put a lot of work into that.
There used to be many sections of the newsletter and you would click through it and there was an interview at the end that mine stole from me, my idea to...
Sure.
Yep. He stole... And anyway, I'm not better, but...
Clearly. This is what... I mean, we get robust newsletters when we were paying people to not make game. We don't do that anymore. We only pay people to make the game. So people that don't make game don't get to make newsletters. So even Savani said she was doing stuff with the economy. So she's working on it. She's working on the game. There's no fluff employees anymore.
So you're saying I can't complain about this, that this is what it is.
I think it's a better move. Basically, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If you communicate too much, you get yelled at. If you don't communicate enough, you get yelled at. So this is, I'm fine with this. I'm sad that our podcast is a shell of its former self because we don't have all the sweet, juicy Joppa details, but like we could use a little something, VR. We could, something. But this guy suggested a blog. We tried that, buddy. Blogs.
The blog.
This is not 1990 anymore, or whenever blogs were.
We just need to throw up that blog. That's what's going to get the viewers in, people. That's what's going to make it happen.
I mean, there, of course, will be some people that'll read it, but there are also, people that watch this show and listen to a podcast. It's some people will do it. The masses won't. I'm not reading a blog from VR. I'm not reading a blog by Joppa. That's TLDR. And honestly, no one has time to write a blog. No one at that studio has the bandwidth to write a blog or anything. That's why the newsletter is short. That's why we don't have any communication. Because honestly, they don't have time for it. And they're really shitty at it. So it's like, why?
That is true. Yeah. As a person who has wrote a blog, who has wrote a Pantheon blog for a period of time for Pantheon Plus, I can tell you that writing blogs takes some time. It
does take some time.
It takes some time. It eats up your week. So I'm with you. I think, first of all, I think that blogs are not something that, as you said, they're not good at it. And two, I don't think that's the medium. If you're only going to choose one medium to communicate with, that is not it.
Definitely not.
No.
Make a TikTok video.
Absolutely. Shorts would be 100% better. If they could release 4 or 5 shorts every week, just little comments of little things they were doing, I think that would be amazing and much better use of their time.
Couldn't agree more.
All right. Well, we have some ideas of what to do with Aradune. Did you know that he needs to do something, Downloads? He's got to earn his keep here in Terminus just like everybody else.
I don't know if I have sole rights to name the poster of the week.
You can do it. You can do it. Absolutely.
Okay. So let's talk about this because it's not the original poster of this. The original poster is not the poster of the week, but it is a reply to this post is the poster of the week. A bunch of people chimed in, why did we put Aradune in the game if he is not going to buff us or give us food or something along the lines of that. Draq, are you okay with Aradune buffing us? Is this something you'd want to see?
I mean, it's fine, I guess. I don't really care one way or another. I'm not sure that should be the thing that consumes us, that Aradune has to buff us.
that's what the people want, right? So gets to buffing, Brad. However, I'd like to name the poster of the week. His name is Fujak the Whitest Knight, who shut down this whole post and said, "Imagine some devs make a memorial for their fellow dev in game," and people are like, "Hey, where's my free stuff?" Poster of the week. Do 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 do. Thank you, Fujak.
You, sir, win the prize. It's not much of a prize, but it is a prize.
You your name read on the rewind, and 500 people listen to you. How awesome are you, Fujak?
Pretty
Congratulations.
Awesome.
If you hear this, type us in the posts or type us in the whatever below. Make it known.
Comments?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Professional podcasters here.
We're the social media experts here. You reply to our comments and let us know that you're in the audience, and we will give you a thumbs up. And I will tell you that you're doing a great job, and I appreciate your time on the Discord. Thank you for your patronage.
Well, last but not least, we did want to mention that there is a little bit of a roadmap update coming. We actually really tried to make this work. We were going to do a Thursday recording, and then we started doing the math, and it's just not going to work.
The math ain't mathin'.
The math did not math. It ended up with me putting the rewind together at 3:00 in the morning on Friday night, and that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to save what you've probably already seen, which is the iconic class abilities video that VR is releasing tomorrow. Hopefully it's epic. Hopefully it's not 2 minutes. Please let it not be 2 minutes long.
I mean,
and
short and sweet, right? Didn't we just say put it on the YouTube shorts or the TikTokies?
They can't announce this video and then have be 2 minutes long. I guarantee you, if it's 2 minutes long and you leave this in, people are gonna be amazed.
Don't you know the VR marketing department can't do anything more than 2 minutes, Draq? Come on.
It's gotta be 5 to 8 minutes at least.
Do you remember that Druid video?
Oh,
it's gonna be 2 minutes, bro.
No,
it's gonna be 2 minutes.
No, please.
It's gonna say Druid and then show the spell effect and show what it does, and that's it, and then move on to the next class. And Wizard does nothing.
What's our iconic ability? No one's ever said anything about an iconic ability for Wizard.
Didn't they say we might, some of us might be able to guess what they are?
I'm not.
I have no idea what mine is. Maybe it's a berserk, and I get super offensive with it. Wouldn't that be cool?
Super. Well, anyway, we will discuss this ad nauseum next week. So we hope to see you then. And
that's kind of our thing. Yeah. I think our listeners should be used to it by now. We're a little behind. There's that one guy that says VR sucks and this podcast sucks. And so,
my goodness, that guy needs a break or something. He's got a full-time job commenting on our YouTube channel.
It's great. I love it. He can just keep fueling that.
Feed the algorithm, man. Yeah, Feed the algorithm.
Love it. He'll get used to it. He'll get used to the the cadence of how we podcast.
Listen, I've been mediocre all my life. I'm not changing now.
From the SGL Action News Desk, this is MMO News, featuring your anchors, Draq and Daimlos.
Money, 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 money.
Well, Draq, thank you for that bumper into MMO news.
I'm just I'm giving you everything this week. All the skills are coming out.
I kind of like your old one. I'm news, all the news, and MMO news.
I was going to go with that, but this week's MMO news, you got us, and it's all about the money. So tell us about the money.
These are my favorite things. I love when Massively OP or RPGlover.com or whatever these website thingies do, where they post these little fluff stories that kind of make you think and make you have a little discussion. This week we go to Massively OP. First off, a little insight into the into the actual reason why we're talking about this. So there's a game, it's called Wild Terra 2. They talk about how much money they need to keep this game going. And there's not a huge following of people. I think they don't even really say how many people, but they say they need about $1,800 a month to keep the servers running and rented and keep going. They don't have anybody really on staff. I think they said they have 4 people. So they need about $1,800 a month to keep going. So they talk about other games like that. City of Heroes Homecoming. It says it's about $5,000 a month to keep multiple servers going. But ultimately, this Wild Terra is just kept alive by a few people. Then it spurs on the question, how much would you pay to keep a beloved MMORPG online? For crazy people, some would say like Vanguard. How much money would it take to keep how much money would you pay to keep Vanguard going? I'd like to pose that to like Desert and see what he would say. But for you, Draq, I instantly thought of how much would you pay to keep WildStar online?
Oh, you know that's exactly where I went to.
Of course I did. I mean, I know you so well. So I'm very curious. You know, we plugged $1,000, but that was $1,000 total into Pantheon, which isn't even close to $1,800 a month, or let alone $5,000 a month.
Whoa.
But
yeah, I don't got that kind of budget.
yeah, I mean, I completely agree. But if WildStar, if you and your 10 best friends, not me because I don't have that kind of money either, wanted to keep WildStar online, and it said, could you do, I don't know, $500 a month to keep WildStar going?
No, I couldn't do 500.
But it's WildStar.
You know what though? I think this is going to be the future of MMOs.
Just private.
Yeah. I think that like, and I've said this for a long time, and I was talking about this way back when we were talking about sub price for Pantheon. I think that the $15 sub is so outdated. We were paying $15 subs or $20 subs back when EverQuest launched, and everything else has tripled in price since then. Eggs have tripled in price. Everything else has tripled in price.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah, but we expect our MMO to just remain at $15 a month.
Yeah,
it's not reasonable. And there's no possible way that they can survive off that. So in a sub model, which is why we then get all these really predatory, icky loot boxes and cash shops and all this other stuff, because they aren't getting enough money from our sub to make the game work. And especially in our niche old school MMO genre, like we're gonna have to pay to make this work, because there's just not enough of us that want to do this to make it work. There's just not, especially if we're going to split it between 5 different games, right?
Right.
So I just think like, what would I pay? I would pay $100 a month for one game that I wanted to play a month. That's what I would pay.
Okay. So like you and 50 of your best friends playing WildStar for $100 a month. Do you think that's feasible?
I think it would be feasible.
I think you're probably right. I think people that really love that sort of game.
No, you'd have to get more than 50 though. You'd
Sure.
have to have like, let's say one server, right? Let's say one EverQuest server, right? So 3,000 people at $1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month. $100 a month?
Or $100 a month. $100. That's $30,000 a month.
Yeah, that's plenty of money to keep it going.
You should be able to hire a dev team for that, right? That's a month, not a year, right? You should be able to have 3 or 4 devs. I think that's the way to go. And if I think about it for myself, right? I'm thinking about $100 a month. That's a lot of money a month. But when I break it down, how much I play MMOs, like it's not that much money.
Truly.
I'm
you pay more to go to the movies.
Yeah, dude, I'm paying like $40-$50 to go to the movies minimum. That's before my kids get to the concession stand. Like, It's ridiculous.
Spending $20 at McDonald's for yourself for dinner.
Dude, you can't
It's
get
expensive.
Do you remember when value menus at McDonald's used to all be under $10?
Of course. You mean like they had the $1, $2, $3 sandwiches?
Yeah, remember that?
You can get a feast for $10. Now you're getting a combo for $20. Yeah, you're exactly right. To not think that you shouldn't have to pay $50, $100, and maybe you have different level perks. Here's what you get at the $50 level. Here's what you get at the $75 level. But also, we've done this. Think of like EQ Reborn. Do you remember that server that just died? Or I don't even know if it's died out yet. But it didn't make any money. It didn't charge a sub. It just was private people funding the game, and eventually it just gave up because the devs couldn't produce Velius, right? Like they just couldn't keep up with the little labor of love money that they get. Or like, how much do you think it costs P99 to run those servers and to have those devs? And do you think they make any money off that stuff, or is it just
they can't make
back?
any money? They have a whole agreement with
Daybreak
that's right, that they don't make any money. So, and it's fine if you want to have a passion project and you want to keep your thing alive. That's fine too. And you want to sink. Oh, I can't. It's got to be thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that they're sinking into this thing. That's all fine, and it's fine. But like, I think at some point, we the gamers, if we truly want this experience, and we truly want the devs to work on it, we're gonna have to fork over more money than we are now.
Yeah, $15 ain't getting it done. I think when the game first came out, wasn't it $9.99 for EQ in '99?
Was it?
Maybe $10.99, something like that. But then it's like $15 right now. $17.99 a month right now for EQ, as if you don't pay months in advance.
Quit being a cheapskate, and let's fork over some money to get our games freaking made.
Crack open that wallet, Draq. You tell Gordon Ramsay or Dave. Tell Dave Ramsey to pay that MMO money.
That's two different people.
Yeah, well, I'll cut the Gordon Ramsay part.
Tell Gordon Ramsay to make you a sandwich.
You hate sandwiches, but you love MMOs.
Five.
Draq, I'm so disappointed in you.
4.
Luckily, every week I dominate this list and just destroy Dimos.
3.
I thought you would just tuck your head between
No
your
way!
butt cheeks.
No, my list is
And
amazing.
It's not at all.
2.
Oh, already your list is the worst. Your list is the worst.
1.
All right, Dimos, we have a list that I actually like this week.
Hey, that's great. I'll have to make sure the next one sucks for you.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Maybe you'll have a chance at this one. Although
I think
the listeners know you don't watch TV, so you probably don't watch movies either. How are you going to do it this one?
I don't know, but I just would like to say before we even get into it, my list is really good, like top notch, chef's kiss. But there is one Patreon that just, oh man, like I feel like a proud father that just has launched them into just this new way of thinking, this new way of crushing top 5 lists, and I just can't wait to get to it. I think you know which one it is.
That's certainly not Dwimble, that's for sure. Anyway, let's tell the people what they are getting this week. And this week's top 5 is the top 5 movie quotes of all time. All right, Draq, I'm excited to hear what you got. So hit me with number 5.
Welcome to Earth. That's my best Independence Day quote. I loved Independence Day.
That was Will Smith. That was your Will Smith impression.
Welcome to Earth.
Yikes.
Oh yeah, I'm awful at.
That's fine. I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, but I loved Independence Day. That movie was so epic. I went to that movie. I had no idea what it was about. We were at the movie theater, And I was like, oh, Independence Day. That looks like fun. It's 4th of July because it came out on the 4th of July.
You were in your favorite rodeo shirt, which is the Stars
Dude.
and Stripes shirt.
Yeah, buddy.
You were
Yeah,
rocking
buddy.
America.
Dude, I was.
You had a firecracker in your hand and a sparkler in the other and was
You
like,
know I did.
give me the greatest movie of all time.
Dude, and I went to that movie. It made me laugh. It made me cry. At the end, I was chanting USA. Like, it was amazing. I loved every second of it. And when that alien popped out of that thing and Will Smith just bashed the heck out of it, he's like, welcome to Earth. I was just like,
good.
Get it, Will Smith.
That's good.
Yeah, it was
Back
great.
when Will Smith could do no wrong and was the greatest human being of our
it
time.
went downhill hard from there.
Yeah, it sure did. Sure did. I mean, it lasted for a really long time. It just, more
Yeah,
recently. But back then,
money and fame, it
Yeah.
ruins all of us. So
you're not wrong. I mean,
someday
this,
when we're
this
famous,
podcast, no, we're already wealthy and famous, and we're ruined. This podcast has ruined
it's
us.
ruining us. Okay, yeah. Okay. Speaking of going downhill fast, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Nobody Puts Baby in a Corner from Dirty Dancing. This was when I first learned. This was like a movie. I was still pretty young when this movie came out. And for whatever reason, my mom just let me watch whatever movies, like horror movies, R-rated movies. And for some reason, I got to watch Dirty Dancing. And this was when I learned that Patrick Swayze was the man every woman wanted and every man wanted to be. The Sways will always forever live in my heart as the strongest, the hottest, the greatest, the man's man of all time. And this is where he, got super famous and blew up and just had a ton of movies. Like there were movies beforehand, but this was like put him above things like just being a rough fighter in Roadhouse or something along the lines of that. This was like his real first hit a movie that reached more than just, strong buff dudes. It, got all the ladies. It got, it just made him who he was. This movie is so great. I love Patrick Swayze. I miss him. I wish he was still alive. Stupid cancer for taking away what could have been another 30, 40 years of really great Patrick Swayze movies. So here's to you, Dirty Dancing, number 5.
My number 4, which is the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was to convince the world he didn't exist.
Why don't you try that quote again?
Oh, yeah. I'm good at picking out quotes, not actually saying them.
Oh, right.
The greatest trick the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was to prove to the world, or no.
You just read it.
I am reading it. I can't read. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he didn't exist.
Close enough.
Close enough. This is from one of my favorite movies, The Usual Suspects.
Such a great movie.
If you haven't watched this movie, spoiler alert, it has one of the biggest plot twists in any movie of all time.
We've given you 30 years to watch the movie. What are you doing? What are you waiting for?
You need to. Oh, there's a lot of younger folks on this, like Dwimble, that probably haven't seen it because it was a little earlier. But you need to go back and watch this movie. I'm not going to completely spoil it. Just know the biggest plot twist of all time, and it's amazing. Speaking of rough, what's your number 4?
First off, you love number 4, my number 4. So, and if you don't, I'm befriending you. Or defriending you. This is from the Holy Grail. It's when Arthur is against the Black Knight and he chops off all of his parts and says, "But it's just a bloody flesh wound." This is where I learned that humor was different across the globe and that I enjoyed a solid English laugh. Like I love Monty Python, and the Holy Grail really did it very well. They even made a musical out of this movie, so of course it was great. But yeah, I love that scene. I love the Holy Grail, riding along on using coconuts to make horse sounds and meeting the Knights of Ni and all that stuff. It was great little show. Have you seen Holy Grail?
Oh yeah,
okay.
The dorm we were both in college ran that movie like probably every other week downstairs in the movie lounge, what they called the movie lounge, which was just like 2 couches and a TV on the wall. But
One dude
one dude
down there
by himself at 11 o'clock at night,
probably
who
doing
knows
things
what.
that you don't want to be sitting on that couch for.
100%. 100%.
I never went down there, Draq. I won't lie to you. I never went down there.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Speaking of not going down there, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is, of course, don't shoot the hostage.
This could be literally any movie.
No, it's not any movie. This is Speed.
Oh,
Yeah, with Sandra Bullock, with Neo,
Keanu.
and I forget who was the
Don't ask me.
bad guy.
It's
Dennis Hopper. Dennis
Okay.
Hopper. Yeah.
Nice.
Dennis Hopper. Yeah, don't shoot the hostage. And that's how they start that with the movie, and then they end that with the movie. And I just love Speed. I love this first Keanu movie, and I thought he was great in it. I followed his career after that always. I went to see The Matrix because Keanu was in it, and I had no idea what that was about either, and I loved every second of it.
Yeah, I can't argue this. Speed's a great movie. Sandra Bullock's hot. Still hot to this day.
Oh, in that movie?
Oh yeah. Dennis Hopper is one of my all-time favorite bad guys. And commercial referees as well. Great googly moogly. Anyway, good choice. Good choice to your number 3. Probably not the best quote from that movie, but I guess we'll go with it.
I mean, there was the bomb on the bus quote, but that was forever. Like, that was like a paragraph and a half. And I thought we were keeping it to short quotes. So.
Nope. Just wait till we get to Zips.
I know. I saw that. That's ridiculous. But anyway.
Paraphrase that when we get to it.
Speaking of paraphrasing, what's your number 3?
This is my boomstick from Army of Darkness. Draq, have you ever seen this movie?
No, I have no idea.
It's the third of the Evil Dead series. You've got Evil Dead 1 and 2 with a character named Ash who gets his hand cut off, or he actually has to cut off his own hand and then attaches a chainsaw to it. And so in this third installment of what probably should be Evil Dead 3, but it is called Army of Darkness, he gets transported back in time and has to find his way back to modern day. And so he works at what is called S-Mart, Shop Smart, Shop S-Mart, and it's their version of Kmart for all you young people. Oh, there's no young people listening to this show, so I don't need to explain what S-Mart is. He was able to take a rifle back when we were able to sell guns at places like Walmart and Kmart, and then also his gas-powered chainsaw hand, and take it to medieval times where he then had to go search for the Necronomicon and speak the words and fight off a bunch of evil. But as soon as he arrives in olden times, people start clawing at him and trying to kill him. And so then he shoots his gun up in the air and says, "This is my boomstick," and everyone leaves him alone. And he's like looked at as kind of a god, almost someone that's going to save them from the demons that are coming. This is a great movie. It's really stupid humor, which I know is not up your alley, but it's still a really great movie. But Army of Darkness.
This movie gets the triple bammer from me because not only do I not do stupid movies, I also don't do horror movies, and I also don't do supernatural movies. So, like,
I wouldn't call it a horror movie. It's a laugh. All three of them are. The first one was meant to be a horror movie, but it ended up being such a funny movie that they just went off in this like funny movie, sort of funny horror genre. Kind of started that whole funny horror genre thing. But you're right; it is definitely a supernatural sort of movie.
Yep, don't do it. Not handling it.
You're stupid. Speaking of stupid, what's your number 2?
Oh, you missed the better intro than that. Is speaking of not being able to handle it, you can't handle the truth.
Oh, dang it. I did miss it.
You blew it.
I did.
You blew the landing.
I did. It's like it's Top Gun on the NES, and I didn't pull up fast enough.
If we're going for straight up the most famous, not our top 5 list, but the most famous movie quote of all time, "You can't handle the truth" is probably number 1. And it's
star-studded. Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson.
It's Tom Cruise in his I think his best performance His best acting performance ever.
I could be argued, but it's certainly up there.
Yeah,
It's in the top 5 of Tom Cruise movies. Let's just say that.
Let's say that. We'll agree on that. And I love the premise of it. I love honor movies. I love military movies. I just think that this quote where
be an American,
Yeah.
where at least I know it.
the 4th of July is coming up, Diblos.
Getting real patriotic here.
He just goes into that courtroom. He's got nothing. He has nothing. He knows that if he pushes this guy, he's going to get nothing, and he's probably going to be fired, but he does it anyway. And he's like, you can't handle the truth. And then it's like, yes, he's going to get him. And yeah, saves the day. Love it.
In the courtroom, saves the day. This is what made Random Rob become a lawyer. I don't know that. I'm just making that up.
I think that's a different type of law.
Maybe.
Perhaps. All right. Speaking of heroes and saving the day, what about your number 2?
My number 2 quote. Now we're going into like real quotes, right? Like things that should be on everyone's top 5 or top, 50 greatest movie quotes of all time. Mine comes from The Dark Knight Rises. You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I have quoted and misquoted this line so many times in my life since The Dark Knight Rises. I can't even count it on my hands or my fingers and toes. So this great line, great movie. Yeah, this might be the best Batman movie of all time. So, and this is the greatest quote from it.
I love The Dark Knight. It is, of course, the greatest Batman of all time. They butchered the last Batman. That was awful.
It was fine. It was fine.
It was awful.
It was
horrible.
How could it live up to The Dark Knight Rises? Heath Ledger
that's part of the problem.
Crushed it. Yeah,
they should have just quit after that. They should have just been like, we just got to cap this thing. It's not getting any better. There's no possible way we can outdo this. Just put a cap on it. We're done. Just drop the mic and walk off into the sun.
The problem is they literally got 100 out of 100, and then they drop something that's like an 82, which is still a B. It's a low B.
It was
come on. It was still a good movie. Whatever. Awful. Bane was great. The actor that played Bane did great. Anyway, it was still good. But yeah, this is definitely the best Batman movie and the best line from it. So good job. Good job, me. Not good job, Draq. What's your number 1?
My number 1 is epic because my number 1 spreads across multiple movies. And I love the way Marvel did this. I love the whole build-up. You started with Iron Man, you went to Captain America, and you built up this whole Marvel story that got
about Thor.
Thor, whatever. No one cares about Thor.
I care about Thor. Are you
Thor's
kidding?
Dumb.
You're dumb.
I have a hammer. Me.
I've got a shield. Me.
Anyway, quit interrupting my story.
Okay.
America.
There's a prayer to be in America.
Anyway, building up the story, building up our heroes, and we get to the end, and we're facing the ultimate bad guy in Endgame, and we're to the last fight, and the Captain America shield is broken, and Iron Man's down, and I guess Thor was there too, whatever.
I guess.
He was doing whatever he was doing. Anyway,
he was just doing Thor things.
The shield is broken, and Thor is like, Thanos is like, I'm gonna kill you. And it's obvious that he's won, but it doesn't matter to Captain because he cinches up. And then all of a sudden, here comes all the good guys. And literally in the theater, because I saw it on opening night, the crowd gave a standing ovation in the theater.
Hell yeah.
And we were all just like, yeah, this is amazing. And we're all just yelling at the screen, like, yeah. And then everybody's there, and then everybody just stops. The whole theater, everybody in the movie, it goes silent. Everybody goes silent in the movie. And Captain America goes, Avengers, assemble, and they charge forward, and then they kick everybody's butt, and it's just like, I'm just mic drop, I'm done, like, I'm out. I was crying, I was weeping. It was amazing. I love that.
That was a pretty good moment.
It was so good.
I think everyone will remember that till the end of time.
I see clips of it, and I stop to watch the clip every time because I'm like, I need to relive this moment in my mind. It was so great. So thank you, Marvel. Thank you, whatever, Disney or whoever produced this thing, for giving me that moment. It was an epic collection of movies that ended and I loved it. Now that you've ruined the rest of the Marvel universe with your crappy new movies, I'm not even going to pretend they exist, but up to Endgame was epic. So thank you for that.
Yep, totally agree. This is a good pick. When they started all this whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, it was great. It has since diluted itself. They probably should have slowed down a little bit, but how do you slow down the money-making train? Like, I couldn't blame anyone for not wanting to make another dollar off this. Plus, a lot of the movies were pretty good. So, there was just some real stinkers at the end, but no big deal. This all worked, and we got a lot of great movies and a lot of great moments out of it. So, good number one, Draq. Good number one. This is a good list by you.
Perfect. How about your number one? Did you crush it for number one?
Of course I did. I took the greatest quote from the greatest of the trilogy, and that is from the Two Towers, when Gandalf and the crew, Legolas, Gimli, and Aragorn, roll up to Edoras to go see my boy King Theoden, the king of Rohan. Damn it, man, Rohan. Why did you name it and make it rhyme? It's Rohan, king of Rohan. The guard looks at Gandalf after everyone hands over all their weapons, and is like, "We need the staff too." And Gandalf looks at him. "You would not part an old man from his walking stick?" I love this. So not only is this the best part of the Two Towers, but it is also the best part of the book, because in the book, like, Aragorn puts up a huge stink about, as you know, if you've read the book, he actually has the shards of Narsil that is reformed into the Flame of the West and Duril. Luckily, Gimli talks him down and is like, okay, well, actually Gimli put up the biggest stink, but with Aragorn giving up his blade, Gimli was okay with giving up his axe. It was such a great scene in the book, and the movie did a really good job. Thank you, Peter Jackson, for the best quote from this thing, making it true to the book, and the Two Towers, which is the best of the three in the trilogy.
Dost my eyes deceive me? Do you have a wizard quote as your number one top 5 movie quote?
Oh, hell yes.
Wow. I guess that means I win this week, huh?
No, absolutely not. I think the one thing we can agree on is that none of the Patreons won.
Nope, can't agree on that. Nope, I can't.
Oh, really?
No, as I said at the beginning, one of our Patreons knocked it out of the park this week. They went full Draq on this list, and I am proud of them, and I think that they have blossomed into, and this is a blossoming into future top 5 lists that are going to be epic.
Okay, well, Draq, play the sound.
Biddly-doo, biddly-doo, biddly-doo.
Why don't you take this first one then? Why don't you be the guy that does this instead of me?
Let's start.
This is you blossoming into the Patreon section of the top 5.
I don't even know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, this is your first one.
Let's start with Archbishop, because obviously he crushed it this week. Like, just he understood the assignment, as you say. So number 5, and my axe.
So good.
Also, that's Two Towers, right?
No, that's the first one.
Is that the first one?
Because they're at the Council of Elrond.
Oh, I was thinking maybe it was when
and
he was
my
talking to
bow.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes. Perfect. Number 4, one does simply not walk into Mordor.
Still at the Council of Elrond. Great. Probably the greatest Lord of the Rings meme of all time.
Yes.
Thank you, Sean Beam.
Yes. Amazing. Of course, number 3, my precious.
That's definitely Two Towers.
That still only counts as 1. Gimli to Legolas.
Definitely our favorite card in the Lord of the Rings, the movie trading card game.
Absolutely.
Is playing the Gimli Legolas deck and
absolutely
going back and forth between kills. Such a good card.
And then, of course, your number 1 quote, which you should appreciate, because you had a Gandalf quote for your number 1, which is, "A wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to."
Yep. All right. Well,
which makes 5 Lord of the Rings quotes for his top 5 movie quotes.
He totally just ranch dressing this whole list.
Way to go. You crushed it. All right. I'm going to retire
you're done.
Patreons and reading lists forever. It's back to you.
That's good. Archbishops is literally the new Draq. So you've made your bed and now you're gonna have to lay in it, young Draq.
I'm not sure he's gonna like that.
No, he's not. But that's where he's at. Okay, well, let's start with let's go with Screech because he's got probably the most normal list and the shorter of the two kind of normal lists. These are quotes that should be on many people's list, not like ours where they're just kind of some of our favorite movies, but these are actual like some of the best movies of all time and quotes from them. So this is number 5. It's alive! It's alive! From Frankenstein or Frankenstein, if you will. Then he had number 4. He had one of yours, Draq. You can't handle the truth from A Few Good Men. So good job, Screech. Another one where he agreed with you. It's like you have the Few Good Men line and the Arby's.
To A Few Good Men. I've
Frankenstein.
never felt so old.
Yeah, right. Well, we keep getting older because number 3 is Toto. I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore from The Wizard of Oz. So it gets a little older. This one's a little, well, no, this is pretty old too because he quotes it from a Sean Connery, Dr. No, is Bond, James Bond. And of course, Sean Connery was by far the best at that. So definitely the one to quote. But last but not least is number 1. What we have here is a failure to communicate from a great movie called Cool Hand Luke. This definitely shows off Screech's sack getting longer and longer as he ages on. But we appreciate him all these are definitely in the greatest movie quotes of all time from the greatest movies of all time. So this is what I would consider to be a classic list. Draq, do you like all these quotes?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I've said all these quotes. It's a little old for my taste,
Sure.
But okay, yeah, I can go.
I think
I can go with it.
I think that is, something to be thought about. Like this would be the sanctity of the top 5 list. Like sometimes we butcher our own list because we have our own prefaces, but like if there were to be a real top 5 list, this is probably 5 quotes that could be in someone's real top 5 list of the best movie quotes of all time. So good job, Screech. Let's just get Dwimble out of the way. Dwimble clearly,
this is a friggin' train wreck.
Yeah. Clearly, he's only seen 2 movies in his whole life, and one is UHF starring Weird Al Yankovic, and the other is Walk Hard, as we discussed last week, that John C. Reilly, where he just is Walk the Line, only the comedy version of it. So his number 5 is what's in the box? Nothing! Absolutely nothing! You're so stupid! Now, that being said, I actually like UHF. It's a funny movie to me. This is when they're showing the TV show Wheel of Fish, and she picked, instead of the 2 fish that she won, she picked what was under the box. Kind of like that game show. I can't even remember what that game show was called. It was so old. Let's Make a Deal. I just remembered it. And she picked the box and there was nothing. And so the host called her stupid for it, which is hilarious. Next is from Walk Hard. You know who else who has hands? The devil. And he uses them for holding. This is early in the movie. They are making fun of him having a very thinking that rock and roll is all about sex and drugs, things like that. And so
Wait, it's not?
Well, I guess it is. But he was like in high school when they were quoting this. He it's his life, right? Like it's his life story. But this is back when he's in high school, and it's pretty funny because this is kind of a joke for you, Draq. The most scandalous thing is holding hands, right? That's the quote.
I mean, it is scandalous. I don't know what the joke. I don't get the joke. Very scandalous. What are these people doing?
Yeah, holding them hands is for the devil. It's the devil's work holding them hands. Number 3 is from UHF. Supplies. I honestly don't even remember where that quote's from. Sorry, Dwimble, I ruined your list, but you've also just ruined this list and this podcast. So thanks for you. Number 2 is from Walk Hard, and it's the thing that his dad says over and over and over again. the family has 2 kids, and the main character ends up chopping his brother in half with a machete, and so he ends up dying. And his dad tells him his entire life that the wrong kid died because he wished that Dewey would have been chopped in half instead of his brother. So that's, he had a pretty traumatic life because his dad wished that he was dead, which is terrible. It's kind of dark, but also kind of funny because, well, he chopped his brother in half with a machete.
For the top 5 there.
Yeah, a little bit. Again, he chopped his brother in half with a machete when they were sword fighting with real machetes. So the whole scene's pretty funny. Like, a doctor comes in, he's like, "This is a real bad case of a kid getting cut in half." That's pretty funny. Anyway, number 1, again from Walk Hard. "You don't want none of this shit." And that is when Tim Meadows' character, who is the drummer for Dewey's band, he finds out about different drugs along the way, and it always kind of ends up the same. And is like, "What do you got there?" "Oh, this is weed. You don't want none of this shit." And eventually it goes down the line and the drugs get harder and harder. But eventually, when they're old, one of the very last scenes of the movie is he catches them doing Viagra, which is hilarious. "You don't want none of this shit." It's good. It's good. I love the movie. It's probably my favorite movie of all time.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to watch it. But thank you, Dwimble, for ruining, sending this podcast to a train wreck. You really killed the sanctity of the top 5 here. So we're going to bring it back to Zip, who brings the sanctity back with some really classic quotes. Number 5, "I love the smell of napalm in the morning." This is, for our good friend Nathan Napalm from Apocalypse Now, a movie I know Draq has never seen. Number 4, "You had me at hello." Jerry Maguire. Great scene. Some people actually like love, and this was a very nice sentimental part of the movie. Yeah. Next is from a movie called Carlito's Way. "You think you're big time? I'm going to show you big time." This is when Ray Liotta was at his finest. This movie is so good. And all those kind of mafia movies that he did, it's all good. But this is a good one. Carlito's Way was really good. Number 2 from Gone with the Wind. Absolutely have to have this quote. "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." And this was the first time they ever cursed in a movie, and it was great. This was a great quote. Last but not least, he's making me quote the entire Ezekiel line that Samuel L. Jackson did from Pulp Fiction. So here we go. Wish me luck, Draq.
Good luck.
"The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers, and you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee." Pulp Fiction. I hope that did it justice, Zip.
I mean, I do like Pulp Fiction, and I do like that quote. I know. But that was way too long. That's not a quote. That's like a monologue.
You're right. It is a monologue, but great movie, great quote, I guess. Great monologue from it. So I wanted to read the whole thing out for you, Zip. So there you go. Well, that's all we had, though. Just the 4. So good job, patrons. I guess, Archbishops is not winning, so I guess I win. So good job, me.
No, you don't. Archbishops clearly won this week, and I got second.
You don't get to ranch
That's
dressing the top 5.
Gandalf, the greatest wizard of all time, was all over this. That means I win.
He did one. He did one of these quotes. All the rest, 2 were Gimli. 1 was Golem, and the other one was Boromir. So one of them.
You had as many. You had one, and
you had as many Gandalf quotes as I did. That's so. I win.
I'm saying that I win because of all the wizard quotes.
Yeah, you're done. We're done here. I win. Good job, me.
Before you leave one final word before you've forgotten all that you've heard. There is a moment evergreen. Stay here a while and listen to me.
All right, Daimlos, another one bites the dust.
I wish I could say I could quote you, Draq, but you don't say anything intelligent enough
I
to
say
make a quote.
amazing things that are quotable all the time.
Just
In chat
kidding.
right now, people are quoting the famous things that I say.
Like water is a snack, or the top 5 dressings are all ranch dressings.
Oh my heck.
Oh yeah, you do have the oh my heck. You're right. Oh, Draq.
Oh, Draq.
That's their quote, technically. So. Good stuff.
All
But
right. Well,
another one in the books.
as summer drones on, I just want to, first of all, wish you a happy birthday, as it is your birthday.
It is, as of this what do we call this broadcast?
This broadcast.
It's this Saturday, so
Yeah.
yeah, we're exciting.
Epic. So happy
Yeah.
birthday. And
Thank
also, just to remind everybody that summer's coming up. And while we are going to continue to strive to bring you the most in-depth, hard-hitting Pantheon knowledge that is, we could be, I just sense, my spidey senses that we could be headed for a little bit of a slow summer. So we will strive to give you the best news, but you're going to have to strap in a little bit.
Hot Pantheon girl summer.